Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. The Supreme Court case out there regarding the benefit of the doubt rule will undoubtedly make getting a claim through the VA process and awarded in your favor easier. Your VA claim, in my opinion, should be easier because of this spotlight and ultimate decision. I believe that the Supreme Court is going to put some guardrails up with regard to the requirements for the court, the U.S. Court of Veterans Appeals, to absolutely review the benefit of the doubt rule and make sure that that was implemented along the way. What does that mean? Well, let's go backwards. The BVA will also do that, and same with the VA, right? Because nobody wants their decisions overturned. Now, with that being said, your evidence needs to be at least equal. Now, I wanted to talk through this a little bit and how you can fill some of these holes. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I truly, truly appreciate it. And with that, let's jump into it here. I am proud to have partnered with AME, that is American Medical Experts. Fantastic organization. Had several conversations with them, and AME and Veterans Info Tap coming together to bring you the information that you need to get the successful claim. They, AME, are the experts when it comes to Nexus Letters and DBQs and all of that type of evidence that many of us are lacking. Now, look, don't get me wrong. You can get it through your provider yourself if you can. What I want to talk about here is what it looks like, what you need to do in order to bring your evidence up to par. If for some reason you need a Nexus letter or a DBQ and you're not getting it from your provider, this is an option. They will give you a free consultation. Check out the link in the description, and I'll put it in the comments as well for you so you can get that free consultation from AME. Now, here's the deal. When you file your claim with the idea here of the benefit of the doubt rule, and I'm going to utilize migraines as the example, okay? Migraines is a great example because this is something that you could treat with over-the-counter medications, right? Handful of Motrin, maybe a couple aspirin, maybe an Excedrin, 15,000 cups of coffee, and move on, right? Or for those of you out there that like Rippets, you can have that. So here we go. What happens is, as you all know, you didn't document your migraines when you were in service. Why? Because you just went to the medic or the corpsman and they said, here's some Motrin. Then when you were home, you could go to the grocery store or the PX or BX or whatever you call it, commissary, and pick up some Motrin yourself or Advil or whatever, some ibuprofen. And you'd pick up some aspirin maybe and whatever, and you'd call it a day, and you'd have that, and you would just use that to combat your migraines. The problem is that none of that got documented in your service treatment records, most likely. Maybe a best case scenario is you annotated it somewhere, maybe on a physical health assessment. However, even people don't do it there on a self-assessment, even on your exit physical health assessment. Why? Because you're just checking the boxes or not checking the boxes because you're getting out and you don't want to have to write anything else, right? It says, if you say yes to any of these, please explain below. And you're like, I don't really want to explain anything. I just want to get out. I'm done. My time's up. So you didn't know then that you were shooting yourself in the foot. So now what's going to happen is you need your own statement. You need buddy statements. You need a Nexus letter. A Nexus is absolutely required. You have to prove the linkage between your migraines and your time in service. Now, what you could do is write a statement yourself. This is what happened. I started getting migraines when I was in the service. I started getting handfuls of Motrin from my corpsman or my medic. I bought it myself. I self-treated. I moved on. I drank water and what have you. It wasn't until X years later that I decided to actually have a conversation and get diagnosed for my migraines after service. But I've had them ever since service. Great. You explain that. It makes sense. A lot of people self-medicate and deal with their migraines without getting a diagnosis. This is not something that's unheard of. Now you could find a buddy or a family member, somebody that you served with or knew you during your time in service to attest to that same sentiment, right? Never had migraines before, started getting migraines when they were in, noticed that when they came home for Thanksgiving or whatever, they sat down at the table with a bottle of Motrin and everybody was like, why do you have that? I get migraines, so I just make sure that I always have it with me. And so they could write the letter, right? Attesting to that. That's all great. It's good, but is it enough to bring your evidence to an equipoise situation, to bring your evidence equal, to bring it in balance with anything against you? Maybe not. You probably need to get a Nexus letter. Now, you have a couple options, right? If you're in the VA system and you're asking your VA doctor, they're probably going to say no. Then the other option is your personal outside of the VA doctor. You can ask them. They may or may not do it. If they say they will, here's the concern. They don't know the VA. They don't know what you're trying to really accomplish, and they don't quite exactly know what they should furnish. Can it still work? Of course. You just need to educate that provider. Now, it may or may not work out great. It may work out okay, or it may not work out at all. It's hard to say. The more that you educate them and the more that they're willing to listen and they have time on their hands, the better, obviously, right? They may or may not charge you extra for this letter. Another option is utilize American medical experts to furnish you the Nexus letter. Okay, this is one of the two goals that you're going to have to accomplish in your process. You need to accomplish the service connectability aspect of your claim via Nexus. You need something hardcore from a medical provider that states that your condition is at least as likely as not, or even better would be a more than likely, but at a minimum threshold, it is at least as likely. Why? Because that brings it up to equal. So if you have opposing kind of viewpoints, well, at least you're bringing it into an equipoise situation, which leans back to the Supreme Court with this huge spotlight on the VA claims process from beginning to appeal and the, I guess, misuse of the benefit of the doubt rule, or the, I don't know if it's even an unuse of that rule. So having a nexus is very important to prove to the VA from a medical standpoint that your condition is at least as likely as not, right? So that is important. The second piece here that is often forgot is DBQ. Why would you need a DBQ? I've already got a Nexus letter that's super solid and explains everything, that I should be service connected for whatever the rationale is and all that good stuff. I got my buddy statement, my own statement and all of that. Why would I need a DBQ? The reason you need a DBQ is to get the appropriate rating. There might be 3, 5 different ratings, 2, 1, whatever. But if there's multiple ratings available for a specific condition, such as migraines, your condition of migraines, I mean, it could be a 10%, a 30%, a 50%. Where do you fall on the scale? This would be a conversation that you would have with American medical experts and tell them where you fall in this scale. They'll be talking with you about it. They'll complete the DBQ that incorporates all of that verbiage into it, so that way you can have the best shot at getting the appropriate rating from the VA. Very important. Your doctor may or may not get it right. It really depends on how you articulate it. If your doctor's willing to do a DBQ for you, awesome. Get a public-facing DBQ, pull it up, give it to your doctor, and have them incorporate the schedule of ratings. You will need to pull up the schedule of ratings for your specific condition and have that conversation with your doctor and make sure that they understand what you are looking for in that DBQ for that specific diagnostic code. Now, if you go with the experts, they already know what has to happen and they're going to have a guided conversation with you, which is really important. So with that, if you need a Nexus or a Nexus letter or a DBQ or anything like that supporting evidence for your disability claim with the VA, contact AME through the link that I have in the description or in the comments. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.